wanted to share it with you.
So,
Somebody says in 2026, the only person who can still shoot down an F4 is its own pilot.
what is happening? Can you guys let me know what's going on, like with
So
regards to the crash?
we
Yeah.
just got news that an F4, like an F4 jet, so video received with the description, the area where the Iranian army F4 fighter jet crashed. So of course, Islamic regime. But so the crash happened near the military base in Hamadan. There's not like clip because it's in like a military base.
Actually, it was not near. It was inside the military base.
Sorry,
It is the
inside.
runway. Yeah.
Oh, so it crashed. Oh, so it went to the runway. Okay.
آره برخورد کرده و داشته فرود می اومده. موقع فرود در واقع بدون چرخ هم فکر می‌کنم نشسته، بعد در آخر رانوی اینجوری رفته بیرون.
So
Translate that.
what
Armin.
is the theory? Oh, sorry. So you're saying that it was basically trying to take off the runway, but it didn't take off and it crashed?
نه
Is that what
برعکس.
happened? Oh.
دو تا نراتیو داریم. یکی اینه که در واقع رسانه‌های رژیم میگن که سانحه سقوط بوده، ولی کوپایلوت تونسته اجکت بکنه، خود پایلوت نتونسته و کشته شده. ولی یه نراتیو دیگه هم هست که میگن
Pajipta said in English. Your English is really good.
اینا رو گفتیم من برای شما دارم توضیح میدم.
Yeah, but okay. So because I just went live on my channel as well, I just think like people, but it's okay. So you're saying the first narrative is that the co-pilot ejected, but the pilot could not eject, and there was crashing. So the pilot died, but the co-pilot was survived. That this is the Islamic Republic narrative. And what's the other one?
دیگری اینه که به خاطر این اصلا همین موضوع رو زیر سوال میبرن که چه اتفاقی بوده که پایلوت نتونسته اجکت کنه و کوپایلوت کرده، که اشاره دارن به گزارشی هم که خود پایلوت داده که اول برخورد کرده یه چیزی باشون، کابین آتیش گرفته، بعد موقع فرود در واقع فقط کوپایلوت اجکت کرده بوده.
So people are wondering how is it possible that the co-pilot managed to eject? So they're saying that they're not believing the narrative by the
there's a rumor, Armin. So there's a rumor. We don't know if it's confirmed or not, but there's a rumor that before the crash, something hit the fighter jet, and there was like a shockwave and then an explosion, and then that's what caused the crash. So there's two narratives. There's one narrative where apparently the co-pilot claimed, it's unverified, claimed that something hit the F4, which is what led to the crash, and it's what led to the pilot getting killed. And then the other narrative is what the Islamic regime is saying, is that, oh, this was just like a routine test, and the F4 fighter jet just happened to crash.
Yeah. So it is, by the way, I know that I do want to mention that it is possible that it's their own failure, and it is not based on a foreign attack, for two reasons. One, because their equipment, the Air Force's equipment really sucks. Okay, these things haven't been updated for a very, 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 very long time, right? So that's one reason why this might actually not be because any attack has started, and they just had faulty equipment. Another reason is because when it comes to the threats from the Islamic Republic, the least thing you need to worry about is their Air Force. That's like the last thing you need to worry about. It's so pathetically weak that I can't imagine why the Israelis and Americans would target a plane, a fighter jet, given that that's not even part of the main threat. Like, they're pathetic when it comes to what they can do in the air.
Yeah. So that was the part. That was the part that we were discussing when you came in, because we were looking up how old the F4s are, and the F4s were initially purchased by the Shah back in the late 1960s, right? So you're talking about fighter jets that are like 60 years old. They're well past their due date. Like they should literally be in museums. And then what I was saying, and I don't know if you agree with me. Well, they should.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is
Yes.
that honestly, like if this turns out to be a crash due to like a technical failure, to me that's
Right.
actually worse for the Islamic regime than if the United States shot them down, right? Because that would be worse in terms of like morale. And then it would basically just also confirms what we've been saying all along, that the regime does not have a powerful military. And the fact that now out of like the 225 F4s that they purchased, they only have like 30 or 40 of them left, and one of them just crashed due to technical difficulty. That's not exactly a morale booster, right?
Right. Yes. They belong in a museum. Yeah. I mean, that's not an exaggeration, by the way, guys. They do actually belong in a museum. Yeah.
So
Any other updates? Yeah.
that's sort of where we were at with that. I mean, we're waiting for more, but we were watching President Trump's board of peace speech, so we're not even like halfway done that. We have to get to that. King Reza
You saw
Pahlavi,
Princess of Pahlavi's? Oh yeah.
we haven't seen it yet. No, we haven't watched it yet. So King Reza Pahlavi has a new interview with Visegrad, which I'm probably going to play like later tonight. You know what? I wouldn't say it's so someone in the chat is asking, should we worry about a false flag? No, this isn't a false flag. Guys, I would say this is more than likely a scenario where it's just due to the technological incompetence of the regime, right? This is one of those like what's it called? Like Occam's razor. You guys know the principle of Occam's razor, where
the simplest. The most simple explanation is the most probable one. They're basically a more detailed explanation is that the lowest number of assumptions that you need to make for something to be true makes this the most possible scenario, which gives it the highest probability.
و یه چیزی هم من اضافه بکنم، پدافند جمهوری اسلامی اولین باری نیست که خودی میزنه، بارها این کارو کرده، حتی توی PS هواپیمای اوکراینی هم این کارو کرده.
That's true.
Yeah, so Potipto is pointing out that the friendly fire has happened before by the Islamic Republic. One thing I want to mention regarding the military buildup, by the way, guys, around Iran, a major, it's huge. It's a massive scale of assets and an unprecedented military buildup. There is something different between this one and the deployment of the military assets compared to what we had before. There is not that many ground. There is no ground troops, right? So we keep comparing it to the last time this happened, which is in 2003, and we haven't seen any military buildup anywhere for the past 23 years. In 2003, which basically was resulted in the fall of Saddam. But a key difference from the 2003 Iraq comparison is the lack of any type of military boots on the ground, kind of like Marines and soldiers required for land invasion. That is not happening, which is basically a good sign, because it suggests that they are basically the predictions regarding the war when the military assets being gathered is exactly in line with the predictions regarding what kind of war this is going to be. It basically confirms more. It makes it means that the war is likely to be likely going to happen. I mean, imagine if we had military assets gathering that was not completely like what was needed for the type of war that we were expecting. So this is the main comparison that you need to see. There is no ground troops, no boots on the ground type of military assets, many Marines or soldiers are you don't see that being gathered around Iran right now at all. So all current indicators point exclusively to a sustained air campaign. However, don't be surprised to see some special operation commando types troop boots on the ground. So we might see, we're not going to see any ground invasion, but it is very, very likely that we're going to see some special ops types of boots on the ground, especially when it comes to the enrichment uranium sites, and then maybe so for maybe some missile, launchers or something like that. Maybe Mossad operations on the ground, and maybe for taking out Khamenei, something like Maduro. We might see that, but most likely for the enrichment uranium facilities. Also, I do want to mention that when I say Mossad agents on the ground, I am not talking about Mossad agents in the middle of the protest. That's not what Mossad agents do. That's Islamic Republic propaganda. I need to clarify that so I don't aid the Islamic Republic's propaganda. I don't want to suggest that there are Mossad agents among the protesters. When I talk about Mossad agents on the ground, I'm talking about heroic Iranians who are part of Mossad, who don't take part in protests, but they do take part when it comes to basically using drones, for example, to take out the launchers before they're even activated. That kind of special operations. Okay, so, and again, remember, Mossad agents in Iran are all Iranian. Most of them are Iranians, and they're heroes. They've been, and I don't know if it's an exaggeration or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mossad right now has more Iranian agents than Israeli agents. I wouldn't be surprised at all, given how many Iranians apply to be Mossad agents and how eager they are to be Mossad agents. One thing, now that we're talking about Mossad, I do want to also talk about how grateful I am to Israelis. How grateful I am to Israelis, because I'm watching what's happening in Israel, and even a lot of Israelis right now are getting ready to go into the bunkers, and getting ready for a lot of missiles coming at Israel. The situation is very tense in Israel right now. Everybody is getting ready for war. And I'm seeing nobody complaining about Israel going to war with the Islamic Republic. Even though Israelis, like, every single message that is coming out of Israel is, even though that they know they're going to be paying a price for this, even though they know that they're going to get bombed, the missiles are going to be coming at them. They're like, all the messages that are coming from Israel right now is, let's do this. Let's do this. Why didn't we do this earlier? Let's go help our Iranian brothers and sisters. We support this. They are the ones who have to go hide in bunkers and protect their families and pay the price for missiles raining down upon them. But they are very eager, even though they're willing to pay that price. They're very eager to get to basically, help the Iranian people, and more importantly, for Israel to help themselves get rid of the Islamic Republic. So I just want to say that as an Iranian, I see you, I appreciate you, and I will never forget this.
Amazing. We have a super chat from someone who says F4s require 24 hours of ground maintenance per hour of flight. I highly doubt they respected this high maintenance ratio. That's crazy. So for like every 1 hour that they're in the air, because I guess I'm assuming because of how old they are now, they need 24 hours of maintenance. And we already know that the regime like cuts corners, right? So they probably don't care. Wow. Also, here's a new letter. That apparently the Islamic regime sent to the UN Secretary General. So this is from today. Thank you, Petito, for this. So, of course. Bismillah. All right. Anyways, February 19th. There we go. Upon instructions from my government and with reference to our previous letters dated 30 December 2025 and 2/9/13/22 and 28 January 2026, regarding the persistent threat of the use of force by the United States of America against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Guys, this is why we tell you, please don't call it Iran. Call it the Islamic Republic of Iran, because that's the garbage name they've given to our beautiful country. I write further to draw your urgent attention and that of the members of the Security Council to the continued threats by officials of the United States to resort to the use of force, including the recent public statement by the President of the United States concerning the use of the Diego Garcia base in connection with a potential military attack against the Islamic Republic of Iran, which constitute a flagrant violation of the Charter of the United Nations and international law and risk plunging the region into a new cycle of crisis and instability. Oh, lovely. So they want to, like, call upon international law when it comes to defending themselves, but when it comes to murdering innocent Iranians, they can just do whatever they want. On 18 February 2026, are they actually going after President Trump in social media? Oh my God. Look at this, guys. On 18 February 2026, in a social media post, the President of the United States once again issued an explicit public threat of the use of force against the Islamic Republic of Iran and stated, should Iran decide not to make a deal, it may be necessary for the United States to use Diego Garcia and the airfield located in Fairford in order to eradicate a potential attack. Okay, guys, before I continue reading the rest of this letter, Armin, so you weren't here. We were watching President Trump's Board of Peace announcement, and before we started watching it, I basically said, I have a feeling that the Board of Peace is going to replace the United Nations. And then halfway through, we got to the part where President Trump basically said the Board of Peace is going to watch over and do the job of the United Nations. So the Board of Peace is going to be like the new UN, basically. So the fact that the Islamic regime is sending this letter to the UN is hilarious, because earlier today, President Trump basically said that the United Nations is irrelevant and they have no power anymore. And it's going to be the job of the Board of Peace to keep the peace in the region. So it's very, very telling. Like that. So this is hilarious. Given the volatility.
So Goldie.
Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Can I just quickly show you something regarding that before you do the rest?
Yeah, go ahead. Really, I don't even need to read the rest because it's going to be like garbage anyway. But it's really funny how the Islamic regime is complaining. They're complaining to the United Nations when President Trump earlier today said that the UN is pretty much useless and the Board of Peace is where it's at.
So one thing that was very telling with regards to Trump's plan to replace the United Nations is the logo of the Board of Peace, right?
Whoa!
Because they made it look very much like the logo of United Nations, with one main difference is that the United Nations, first of all, it's gold. Obviously, it's Trump. Like Trump likes everything in gold. But the other difference is that the United Nations logo has like all of the world. But the Board of Peace of Trump zooms in on America. It focuses on America.
Good.
Yes,
good, because that's a message to all the other countries that America's running the show.
Yeah. But it was very telling that that's their plan to replace the UN, because it's very similar, right? Like you can see the logo, the branding is very similar.
I think the logo and the branding was probably behind President Trump when he was speaking. I wasn't paying attention because I was focusing more on his speech. But yeah, the gold, guys, the gold is also very Persian. Like, we Iranians, we love our gold. We love our gold. We love our gold decor. We love our gold trim. We love our gold jewelry. So the gold is also very Iranian, I'm just going to say. President Trump has good taste. Let's put it that way.
And also we love all Gordy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Petito. That's kind of you to say. So
what it is? Oh, yeah, Goldie. That was a good observation.
That's nice. So, all right. Well, Tusi's going live in a couple minutes. He's going to probably speak about the jet and everything else. But honestly, Armin, we were watching the Board of Peace speech. It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good. We haven't even gone to like the question and answer part yet, but there was one part where President Trump said something. What did he say? He said, he says something like, if Iran makes a deal, that's a good thing. And if Iran doesn't make a deal, that's also a good thing. I'm telling you.
حتی بهتره اگر دیل نکنن گفت حتی بهترم هست.
Yeah, exactly. So Petito's right. Like he's basically saying like, if the regime doesn't make a deal, that's even better. That's even better for but it was a good speech. So when Tusi's done, we're definitely going to go back to that and continue watching that for sure. Because people were enjoying sort of my political commentary on that.
Do we have 3 minutes or no? 4 minutes or no?
اگر ممکنه منم خداحافظی بکنم چون فردا این عمل جراحی هم هست ازتون میخوام خواهش بکنم دعا بکنید براشون.
Okay.
Thank you, Petito. Wishing all the best, praying for you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Petito.
Love you.
Love you too. See you tomorrow.
Right.
Thank you.
See you, Petito. Bye.
All right, Armin, you have a few minutes, but when 2C starts, I'll just pause so that if you have a couple minutes just to share. But I do go to 2C.
So the Islamic regime in Iran has this week been elected vice chair of the UN Special Committee. Another reason, because I thought given that we're talking about the United Nations, just wanted to share this because Israel and the United Nations is basically pointing that out. So they've been elected vice chair of the UN Special Committee on the Charter of the United Nations with upholding the principles of peace, human rights, and international law. I mean, I think I don't need to play this video. It's just basically the Israeli representative pointing out how, trying not to swear, how stupid that is. You could imagine what I was trying to say instead of the word stupid, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to play that because it's like 3 minutes and maybe we don't have time. I just want to point that out, that this is another reason why the UN needs to go.
I think I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier, but it is like just totally messed up that that's happening. So
this is a newer clip. Yeah, you did mention that. I remember that, but this is a newer clip because this is Israel calling that BS out. That's what that is.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad Israel did that. Thank you, Israel, for doing that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to 2C, and that gives you an opportunity to take a little bit of a break and have dinner. Armin, I don't know if you're going to stick around or not, but
I probably won't be able to come back. I just wanted to come see you and just going to say,
thank you so much, Armin. All right, take care. All right, guys, I will see you guys in a little bit. Go to